morning out there in YouTube land and in the cyber world. Hi, how you guys doing? It's 8:15 a.m. here Wednesday on the December 23rd, 2025. We do only got a few days left of this year, and then we're right off into the next year. One quick note, the kids are out for all of the holiday season right now, that we won't go back till January. Make sure you're slowing down, leaving a little early if you need to so you get where you're going safely. But keep an eye out for the kids. Right now we've got pretty good weather, so you might see a motorcycle or two. Make sure you look for those too. Look both ways. All right. I have a complaint. Of course, I have a complaint. That's why I always get on here. Okay, so they're saying that Trump is going to release a $1,776 solidarity check for the Americans, right? How long have we been hearing this shit? He was put in office in 2024, right? We've been hearing that for 2 years. Any of y'all got that check? Anybody? I haven't. We're in that criteria to receive one, but we ain't seen it. I mean, they keep promising and promising and promising. I think they lying out their ass. I think the check you're going to get is when you go to IRS and you fill out your taxes. Then you got the big beautiful bill, okay? And that's supposed to help with no tips on taxes, no taxes on overtime, which we fall in, or my husband falls into that category. I say we because we're married, and that's us together. So, but he actually gets off his ass and gets up every fucking morning at 5:30 and goes and works till 10:30 at night. So that part should affect us, but we don't know yet till the end of the year when we go do our taxes. Supposed to get quite a bit back. We're in a 22% tax bracket now, so we should see. We should see some really good revenues coming back to us for the end of the year, but I don't know that for sure. It's a different tax bracket, different regulations, different rules now. So I know that even the accountants are having to revise and revamp how they're doing taxes now. And they've got to understand it to better explain it to us literate people that are like, we need it to explain more in layman's terms when we go file our taxes. So if you're in a couple of those categories, you might want to go check the irs.gov website, and they'll tell you the tax brackets that are happening now and which ones are really going to be affected, which ones are increasing, which ones are staying the same, and which ones in another tax bracket, if you make more than what they are stating, you're going to be paying more. That's for the very high privileged upper class people, though. That's not for the middle class. And poverty line now has risen. And they have shown that on the IRS.gov site as well. That poverty line has risen. So we know now you've got to make at least a little over $2,300 a month to pay rent where you're going to live, your utilities, groceries, school taxes if you got kids, and then the other house and property taxes. You've got to have at least $2,300 on a poverty line now to make ends meet. If you don't make that, you're struggling. And we know it. We know it. We understand it. I am just mad at Trump for promising and promising and promising a check, a relief check of some sort, and it's never came about. He said that in his 2024 campaign and 2023 campaign when he was out there, that he would help with this, and I understand that he's doing what he can. I get it to a point, but he keeps promising something that's going to come out within a week, within a month, and it never does. I don't know if we're getting cock blocked here or just, played mentally with our head. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. So SHITE there, because I like spelling it like that. But I think he's lying out of his ass constantly. And I think there's problems mentally with him. I think when you get into office, you get mind fucked badly. Something happens with you, because Clinton was A-okay when he went in there, and when he came out, he looked like a fucking skeleton. Biden was Biden wasn't okay, but when he was in there, when he first got in, he looked good. When he came out, oh my God. What are these people doing? Sucking the life out of them? They must be. And you see all the senators and House people and stuff, they're all looking great. Just saying. And with all the works that's going off in Nebraska, Tennessee, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Minnesota, you're having layoff after layoff after layoff. People are losing their jobs. One just happened here in Nebraska. Over 1,500 people, or 3,700 people, sorry, 1,500 people was in Tennessee. 3,700 people in Nebraska just lost their job. A plant just closed down. I'll have to go back and read where the plant what the plant was, but I know it was in Nebraska. And we got another job layoff coming in, and then Tennessee just closed down 2 plants. We've got Jim Beam plant that's closing for a year, apparently. Not giving any information out on that one, but there goes 2,800 layoffs in one whack. I was sitting here the other night and I was scrolling on the Doge and stuff, and I was looking. They have a list, a double list on both sides of companies that will be closing this month, January and February of 2026. That's over 100,000 people that are going to be without a job. Why? Is it the tariffs that are causing this? Is it people that cannot run the business because of all the stipulations now, and they're having to file Chapter 13 bankrupt or Chapter 11 bankrupt? Whichever one they fall into that category. You'll have to look both of those up. They both apply. But we're losing jobs in the United States. Factories are closing left and right. And now you've got a check coming, a promised check that will probably never show itself because Trump doesn't follow through. He's like a parent that is sitting there scolding a child. After so many times of just scolding that child and threatening that child will look at you and go, yeah, right, because you don't follow through. What do they have to be scared about? They know that you ain't going to do it. That's the same as the President Trump right now. He keeps saying and saying and saying. After a while, when you cry wolf for so long, people don't pay attention to you. Really, they don't. Ever heard that story in Crying to the Wolf? Yeah. And then when it really does happen, if it does, they'll be surprised, shocked, and stunned, and all happy and everything else. But that money ain't going to go nowhere. You're releasing $1,776 per household. Okay. It's a $2,300 a month living expense on the poverty line. You're getting them right there, right above it. Yes, they didn't have that before. I totally understand that. They didn't have it. So, it's good money, but it's not to help. It's to give a little cushion. What happens next month or the month after or the years after? We don't get those stimulus checks anymore. And this is not a stimulus check. This is supposed to be a relief check. How is that a relief? It is a bit when you don't have it and you get it. But when's it coming? You keep saying it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And then something else comes into the ring and a monkey wrench is thrown in the bear. And nothing ever says. And then IRS comes on and states that that's a lie. Or the government comes on and goes, oh, well, that's not what we said. Really? Yeah, that's what you said. But the government's trying to help clean up your mess. I think they've always done that. But we had the shutdown. That was just to line their pockets. Did you not know that? Stop for a minute and think when that fucking... My words are not coming because I'm so mad and upset. They're jumbling up in my head and not running to come out of my mouth correctly. And I don't want to state it improperly because I know that it'll come back on me and I don't want that. So I'm trying to state it rightly and stuff. But the relief check, yes, it could be a relief check. For people that don't have that, awesome. But then what? Because the stimulus checks aren't going to come. People are losing their jobs. So your promise is nothing right now because you haven't followed through on any of it. So now where's that going to leave us? The common people. You're up there in a big White House. You don't take the money. Yes, I grant that. But where's it going? I mean, we just had a shutdown and stuff, and you're a multi-billionaire, dollar, trillionaire, millionaire, whatever you want to call it, and you can't help the economy out with your companies, your $500 fucking Fortune fame companies that you've got, Trump. I mean, how much revenue do they really make? It's an honest question. How much revenue does your companies make? What do you have to put back in them? And then what is surplus? Because you're living like a king. We the peasants, apparently. I think the stimulus check, relief check, whatever you want to call it, is not going to show up. I think it's all blow hard, blow smoke up people's asses to make them think, give them a good frame of mind, and then squash it. Have an excuse or a reason come up with sounds legit, the reason that we can't do it. I think they're lying out their ass. So don't hold your breath for that check. Do what you need to do to be able to better yourself. Don't wait for a check. It ain't coming. I don't foresee it coming. It's been promised too many times within 2 years' time, and it's never showed up. If it has, and you're watching my video, a little thing in that chat part will prove me wrong, maybe. Let's debate it. Prove me wrong. Have you gotten a check? We haven't, and we're right in that criteria. So what's going on? You guys, I love you. Be careful. The holiday season is upon us. So the kids will be out. Take it easy. Go slow. I know the next couple of days are supposed to be in the 60s and 70s. Whoop, whoop. That's kind of unusual for us. We're usually freezing right about now, all the way up into February. But we've got an El Nino that came through, so we're going to be a little bit warmer. I was saying we were going to have a horrendous winter this year because of everything that was said. I was wrong. It's pretty fucking mild. Pretty nice. My dogs are outside enjoying it. My chickens are still laying their eggs, but we got a heating lamp in there too for the cold nights. I hope your chickens are laying eggs still and doing great. Just know, guys, that this government is fucked. We really need to clean our own house and Senate, get everybody out and do a whole fucking internal wipeout and then replace them the legit way, the good way, if we can. If we can find people all enough to fucking compromise, and that's going to be very hard to do because nobody wants to compromise. Everybody wants to be the center of attention, Billy Badass or know-it-all. Excuse me. I love you guys. Till next time, we'll talk then, but put this in your thinking cap. I love you. Y'all stay safe.